Hey guys, today I'm really excited to talk to you about the new movie, A Different Man. Now, this film stars Sebastian Stan as Edward. It comes out in theaters September 20th, and it is something I feel like unlike anything most people have ever seen before. Now, the synopsis, I'm going to read it to you. It says, aspiring actor Edward, which is Sebastian Stan, undergoes a radical medical procedure to drastically transform his appearance. But his new dream face quickly turns into a nightmare as he loses out on the role he was born to play and becomes obsessed with reclaiming what was lost. This is the perfect description of this movie. It is very much feels like a dark comedy, right? There's drama in here. There's a lot happening. I was surprised to see that this movie was actually just under 2 hours. It's an hour 52. It felt too long. That was probably my biggest qualm, my biggest issue with this is that I felt like it had multiple endings. Like there was a moment where I thought it should have ended. And then it kept going and I was like, why is it doing this? There's several movies out this year that do that. And I feel like I get why, I get the point, but it just felt unnecessary. I think there was a perfect spot for it to end. And it went on about little less than 10 minutes too long. Now, I will say Sebastian Stan, I mean, come on. He's phenomenal. We know this. He's proven this time and time and time and time again. But in this role, he is absolutely fantastic. As the description said, as the synopsis said, there's this moment where his life starts to unravel, right? He loses out on this role. He's obviously very frustrated by it, and it turns him into something that pretty much completely changes his personality, right? He's a different person. It's kind of that thing you hear all the time, right? When someone is and I looked down more on society. It's like they want to make themselves look better and become a better person, but when they become a better person, they're actually not. They're kind of become an awful person, right? They lose their way. And so that is really what happens with this character of Edward. There's a lot of choices in here that Edward makes that I'm like, I don't understand where this choice came from. And it doesn't come across well in the movie to the fact where I'm like, yo, why did you do that? Your life would have been so much different if you didn't. And I'm not just talking about the surgery, or it's not surgery, but the medical procedure, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the decisions he makes thereafter. And I don't want to ruin it for people, so I'm not going to talk about it. But I think when you watch the movie, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. There's certain things he says and certain things he does that I'm like, where did this decision come from? It doesn't make sense. And that altered the course of the future. Now, maybe that point is to get to where we get. And I understand that, right? I will say I really, really enjoyed this movie. I need to say that because I know I'm sitting here kind of attacking certain things. But I really enjoyed the message. I enjoyed the intention behind it. I enjoyed why things were done. It's so hard to say without spoilers. But I will say, I mean, for me, Sebastian Stan just absolutely steals the show. He's so good. But Adam Pearson, okay, who plays... I think his name was Oswald. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, Adam Pearson plays Oswald. He's so good. When he comes into this, he's so much fun. He's so great. And he kind of is a bit of what Edward was before, but even elevated, right? He's so likable and he's so funny and he's so charming. And that really eats away at Edward because he has the same condition that Edward had prior to his medical procedure. So it really feels like to him, he's like, this is who I was. And now you're stealing all this stuff from me, which really isn't the case. Oswald is being Oswald. Like, calm down, you know? But I really, really enjoyed the dynamic between the two of them. I think they play off each other extremely well from the very first moment that they meet in the movie, continuing on through every single time they interact. I love it. Oswald it's so funny because there's sometimes where you're like, is Oswald being a douche? Like, is he doing this on purpose? Or are we as the audience kind of seeing it from Edward's eyes, right? And as you kind of get into it and you start to realize the dynamic between these different characters and their personalities, it really becomes very interesting. An interesting, what's the right word? Commentary, okay, on society and people. That's maybe the right way to put it. It's very intriguing. And I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Like I said, I think it's about 10, 15 minutes too long. And it's not even that it's too long. It's just that I feel like there was a perfect end and then it kept going. I will say it goes off the rails at the end. Absolutely goes off the rails in a little bit. But in a way that works. And then when it continues on, you're just like, you just took away from like that shock of what happened. You know what I mean? That it just keeps going. I'm like, no, we should have ended right there. But I digress. I still really enjoyed the movie overall. I had fun with it. I was entertained by it. I left questioning things, which I think is important. And I think all the lead actors are phenomenal. I mean, Sebastian Stan's incredible. Adam Pearson, like I said, is phenomenal, and the two of them together are just so good. And it works so well in this movie. So please, if you have seen A Different Man already, I know it played some festivals, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you haven't seen it, it comes to theaters on September 20th, and I highly recommend checking it out. It's unsettling at times. It's gonna make you think. It's gonna make you feel things. I don't know. I feel like I have a love-hate relationship with Edward. Like, there's moments where I loved him. There's moments where I was like, dude, you are screwing up your own life. You just want to shake him, you know? And Sebastian Stan plays that perfectly. So, yeah, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and you guys can check me out at mamasgeeky.com. Thanks. I'll see you next time.